in terms of the labour force, wherever they come from, because the MOU that's being signed between Malaysia and Bangladesh, they are open to 14 countries. So wherever they come from, our plantation industries, and my ministry commodity is concerned, is to provide a good living conditions. Our commodity, especially palm oil of Malaysia, make its presence dominant, to show its dominance in this global presence in the South Asia area, and also we want to make sure that we are the leading edible oil for Bangladesh. And also at this point in time, the Ukraine war, as you all are aware, this also caused soya oil not being able to sunflower to be exported, and with Indonesia biofuel policy that they're going to reduce 8 million metric ton of export, and therefore Malaysia has to capitalize on this situation and to increase our export.
It's January.
Yes.
I mean, 2 months or 1 month?
2 months. Between
2 months.
between December and January, there is a leap of 13 times.
13 times.
Yeah.
Have you any figure? I mean, the commodities you are supervising.
Billion.
1.5
at this point in time.
And your import from Bangladesh?
Our import from Bangladesh is about, I think, 800,000.
800,000?
Yes.
And the manpower?
Again?
And the manpower?
No, the manpower is not included, because for the past 2
I'm
years.
just joking.
Okay.
Fine. What about your industry covering the number of manpower? I mean, the number of Bangladeshi workers in your sector? I mean, rubber, timber, and
Yes. 500,000 workers, manpower, but not only in Bangladesh. These a few countries, right? In total, for the industry.
The share of Bangladesh?
The share of Bangladesh is about, I think, 200,000.
200,000.
1200,000 or 500?
Total is 500, but Bangladesh share is about 200,000.
So what is their contribution to you? I mean, what is your assessment about the quality of our workers in Bangladesh, in Malaysia?
Yeah, at this point in time, because we have stopped for 2 years, remember, and we started to get for, I think, how many years? We started to take the Bangladeshi workers to Malaysia, and then we stopped for 2 years for some reason and after that we have another 2 years of COVID, so it's a long time gap, So we just could not, because it was at the initial stage when we opened up to Bangladesh. So it's a very initial stage for us to gauge the kind of standards. But of course, in terms of language, is a bit of a barrier because they don't speak Bahasa, or they don't speak English. So they speak Bangladeshi language, and I think they are also coming from the rural areas. These are the things. But however, I want to make sure that
A lot of Bangladeshis, I mean, workers.
Yes.
What is your assessment of their quality as a worker?
So Bangladesh for plantation, for plantation. Basically, they are loyal workers and they're hardworking. Yeah.
So, Excellency, you met with some policymakers of Bangladesh as well as the business community. So, what are the messages you got from them? Will the bilateral trade increase?
Yes, the message I got from them that is come to Bangladesh. There's so much tax reliefs and incentives, and it's good time for Malaysia to come in. And they will feel comfortable with countries like Malaysia, investors from Malaysia to come in because of the similarity of culture and religion and the kind of things. So, dealing with the Malaysian business sector.
So mainly you talked about the forward linkage industries.
Forward?
Setting up forward linkage industries here. I mean, forward linkage means the basic products from the plantation commodities, timber, rubber, or palm oil, and the processing. I mean, what you are looking for, so far we understand that you are focusing on establishing forward linkage industries, the commodity from rubber, Malaysian rubber,
Yeah.
Malaysian who would, I mean, you're talking about
here, and they can do some collaboration, a partnership. The finance minister, and in fact there's some of the businesses was offering that they have lands, so it could be a collaboration of the government or the business sector providing land, and we come in with our investment and technology transfer and that kind of thing.
Have you made any specific proposal, or have any Malaysian company offered any specific offer in terms of investment?
Not yet. We are going back and to see what is the possibility. But I think the industry in Malaysia is ready to go out of Malaysia to build more, because the downstream industries is still quite young, at infant stage. So we only have about, in Malaysia, how many the downstream?
Refineries, we have more, around 60.
60. Refineries we have 60, but the downstream oleochemical about 2 or 3.
Around 15.
Around 15. But our overseas investment in Indonesia only so far, we have 2 or 3, right?
We have in Cairo.
So the Indonesia is 2 or 3, right? Oleochemical. Yeah, 2 or 3. So not much. So therefore, with the expertise that we have in Malaysia, so they are ready to expand their oleochemical or downstream activities in other countries as well.
What about that international show? Have you fixed any schedule for that?
International show?
You were talking about
exhibitions, yeah. We are going to have one agri-commodity exhibitions in June.
June this year?
June this year. So
In
we're going in KL, Kuala Lumpur.
KL.
So we invite all the relevant nations who are into this commodity that I mentioned just now to come and have a better view of the products, have a better view of the companies, and you can have some discussions, and they can tie up with the companies that's from the Malaysian side.
Madam Minister, thank you for coming to Bangladesh, and especially thank you, the High Commissioner, for arranging such an important press meetings. Thank you so much.
Okay, as for the potential for Bangladeshi businessmen, textiles is something that is number one export, and you have a lot of access to that. So I think it is a product that can be exported to Malaysia, and it's something that we can work on. So other than the textiles, footwear. Huh? Leather products. Yes, two leather products and textiles. Then we're talking about the labor issue. I think the labor issue is between the Human Resource Ministry of Malaysia and the Employment Ministry of Expatriates and something like and overseas employees. Overseas employment. Okay, yeah. So there is the memorandum is between our Ministry of Human Resource and Mr. Imran, Honorable Imran. So it has nothing to do with me as the Ministry of Plantation and Industry. My concern here to come to see that industry is all going to be managed in a more proper manner in terms of the labor force. Yeah, in terms of the labor force, wherever they come from, because the MOU that's being signed between Malaysia and Bangladesh, they are open to 14 countries. So wherever they come from, our plantation industries, and my ministry commodity is concerned, is to provide a good living conditions, to provide a good living situation, to provide a good service or good to take care of their well-being and their welfare, and to make sure that they have a comfortable living in Malaysia. So that is my concern, because we want to give them the best when they are in Malaysia. And of course, in terms of salary, the plantation industry is different from the other sectors of the migrant workers. So they are a bit high in terms of paying the salary to these people.
What steps have you taken to stop the abuses? We often heard about labor abuses in your industry.
So I think these abuses, we don't really have that. In the plantation industries, there's not much happening actually when it comes to this abuse of manpower and all those things. So we don't have much reports on that.
Is there any rules to punish the abuser?
in any countries, whoever do wrong, there must be a law to it. So it's the same in Bangladesh. Whoever do wrong, so they must be penalized. Yeah.
There are allegations that often you take side of the employer, I mean the Malaysian employers, not the workers, the overseas workers, when they were abused. There are a lot of allegations, a lot of reports. And you can say that nowadays this is improving, but there are reports.
Yeah, like I said, it is not happening in the plantation industry. So I wanted to go into the purview of the Ministry of Human Resource and Minister of Employment here. So let them settle their agreement, because I understand one of it is that there's supposed to be a joint committee, which I think they are going to sit down and discuss and finalize the issues. Maybe, yeah.